In today's video, let's talk about dual arm monitor stands. Stay tuned. Hey, it's Walt from Live Streaming Tech, and today let's talk about the Huanuo, I don't know how to say it properly. We'll just say Huanuo dual monitor stand. We're going to do a quick unboxing and a review, and I'm going to give you my opinion about this dual monitor stand. Well, let's first talk about the price point. At the time of the recording of this video and the time of the purchase of this dual monitor stand, it cost $55.99. That's right, the Huanuo price point is $55.99. This is great entry point. Any cheaper, I would be deathly afraid of gravity over defying my monitor, and it would come crashing down onto my desk like a head-on collision, and I would be very sad. So here's the thing, when it comes to stuff like this, dual arm monitor mounts, tri-monitor, it doesn't matter how many monitors it's holding. You want it to be sturdy. You want to save that investment. You want to be able to, cherish your monitor as long as it will last without having an oopsie daisy and it come crashing down because of a weak arm mount. All right, so here's the thing, this dual arm monitor mount can hold up to a 27-inch monitor. Do I have a 27-inch monitor attached to it? No. I do have a 24-inch monitor and then another 19-inch monitor, and that seems to be ample for me. So here's the thing, 27 inches will do you fine. Anything above that, I wouldn't risk it with this dual arm monitor mount. So let's go ahead and jump on over to the unboxing. Let's talk about it. Okay, so it looks like we have great packaging here. But this is one thing, when I picked up the package, it sounded like Jingle Bells. It sounded like the Salvation Army bell guy outside of a store during Christmas season. That kind of scared me. But once again, the package did not look like it was dropped and kicked around or played with the Amazon crew a game of dodgeball. So it all came in one piece and nothing appears damaged on the outside. As we open it, nothing appears damaged on the inside. We have assembly instructions included. There is great looking arm mounts here. I really have to say, these look sleek already. I can't wait to see it opened up and mounted onto my desk. These look very awesome. And wow, I have to say that this is very heavy compared to other monitor mounts that I've had experience with in the past. I feel like I can take this monitor mount into battle and be on the winning side just due to the sheer sturdiness and weight of this monitor mount. So really, if I'm upgrading to two 27-inch monitors, I have no fear that this thing is definitely going to support them. This is very solid. The all black design, including mounting hardware. That's right, the mounting hardware is even painted black. That is awesome. They get points for this. I've seen companies where they give you the arms where they look nice and sleek and design, and unfortunately, if you have a desk where you could see the back of the desk, you see these unpainted parts and whatnot, and it kind of looks trashy. This here, if you see the back side of the desk, it isn't going to look so trashy. I kind of dig that. It's like they took the extra step on that one. I wish they took the extra step when it came to putting the screws and bolts all in one bag. They put it all in one bag. That's right. No separating. I mean, I've gotten furniture from Walmart that separate their screws and bolts and label them. So why they didn't do that, I don't know. I don't feel that this was a super huge price cutting, as far as manufacturer side goes. But who am I to say? I'm not a dual arm monitor mount businessman, but I wish they did have them separated, but it's not a breaking. Let's go ahead and move on over now to the assembly. Okay, so during this assembly, my daughter and I put this one together. Now, my daughter's 14 years old, so this should go to show how easy this is to assemble. While not overly complex, we did find it a bit harder mounting to the desk edge because of the dual fasteners. So that's cool because we have two fasteners. This thing is not going to move, and they're nice and sleek. They're painted black just like the arms, but this was harder because of the fact that I do have a back to my desk. I was afraid that I was going to have to cut into it, but I do have a small opening for cable management, and it barely fit in there. It was a tight squeeze. We kind of managed to get it in there. This was due to my stubbornness. I could probably took a box cutter and cut into it, or a little small saw blade to cut the opening a little bit larger, and I probably would have struggled as much with it. So this is not a deal breaker, although I do feel my frustration level creeping to a 1. Can't speak for the grommet. We didn't use the grommet, nor do I plan on using the grommet. Actually, it was an option at first. I thought about drilling a big hole into my desk to not have to cut in the back, and I was sitting there thinking, well, it's a little bit easier to cut into the back of the desk than to drill a giant size hole through the top of the desk. And if I choose to change my setup at a later time, now I have this giant hole that I would have to replug if I wasn't going to use a grommet system. So here's the thing, can't speak for it, but it does have it available for those of you who are looking for it. Okay, so my frustration level crept up to a 2 quickly on this one, and it's not a deal breaker once again, but other mounts have monitor plates that are separate. So basically what that means is you take your monitor off its previously original stand, you put a plate, you screw it onto the back, and then once you have the arms fastened to the desk in position, you then slide the plate onto the arm and fasten it either with 1 or 2 screws. This one here, it's attached to the arm. So that means you have to position the arm, and you have to position the monitor and screw it on that way. Now, once again, not a deal breaker, but frustration started to go up. I would recommend highly putting the first top screws in, letting it slide down into the slots, and then the 2 bottom screws, put those in by hand, and then go ahead and tighten everything up once you have it aligned to the way you want it. Once again, not a deal breaker, but I do kind of I feel that this is kind of hot garbage, you know, compared to other monitor mounts where the plate is separate. They could have easily just separated the plate. I don't know. Once again, maybe it was a price cutting, you know, standpoint or whatever on their behalf. I don't know. But once again, you can live with it once you get them on. And if you don't plan on moving your monitors or changing them around or anything like that, hot swapping them, whatever you like to do. I know, right? Why would you hot swap? Some people have multiple, you know, so many monitors laying around. Or maybe they buy a new one every year and they want to do a quick change. So I don't know. I might be picky on this one, but I do feel my blood pressure going slightly up on this one. The cable management on this is complete burning trash. Reason why I say this is because cable management spacing is only good for one HDMI cable or a port cable, not the power cable and the HDMI. You can either have either or. You're not going to be able to fit both of them out there without possibly damaging one of your cables in the process. So this brought my frustration level to a 3, and I'm feeling myself slightly creeping up and turning into the Hulk. Number 5 being a Hulk, full on Hulk. All right, number 3, I'm starting to rip my shirt. It's starting to rip in the back. So I'm starting to drop some not so nice words, and I think my daughter creeped out of the room at that time. It's not quite a frustration level 5, but I'm definitely going to call out a 3 on this one. Okay, so overall frustration level 3. We'll go talk about this as we switch over. So my final overview on the Huanuo dual arm monitor stand is it looks great. It's nice and sturdy and heavy, but the assembly could have went a little bit better and the design could have been a little bit better. Now for 55 and some odd change, am I splitting hairs here? Yes, I am. Okay, here's the thing. I easily could spend an extra 20, 30 bucks or whatever and probably avoid all these obstacles, such as the plates, you know, being separate to mount the monitors onto the arms instead of mounting the arms onto the monitors. So once again, the cable management, oh my God, why even have it? Why even have it? And the idea is to have a dual arm monitor stand or mount to free up desk space, to not have anything obtruding, you know, that whole desktop. I should be able to slide a whole slice of, you know, a whole pie of pizza underneath my monitors and not have anything touch that pizza. Now I have cables hanging down, and it's not a super huge deal. I'm just going to jump on Amazon and order some cable sleeves. But my thing is I found that other dual arm monitor mounts in the past have had a better cable management system built into place that are easy to do. And not even that, even if it did fit both the cables, this was so weird and janky during the process. The back part you would squeeze together with your fingers and it would unsnap. But then as you would pull, you look underneath, there's a screw. Pick one or the other. Either you screw it in and hold the plastic piece for the cable management where you hide the cables at, or you have it with clips. Not both. That's just, it didn't make any sense. It was overkill, but yet you can't have separate plate monitors. I know, I'm probably lashing out and everyone's sitting there thinking, oh my God, I didn't know I was going to come into a beatdown video. You know, it is what it is. But I do find that was a negative on that, and it got my blood pressure boiling. And I could have saved my frustration by just paying probably 20 bucks more for duals. So that just goes to show that you spend just a little bit more, sometimes you'll find that diamond in the rough. Was the Huanuo a diamond in the rough? Absolutely not. Does it serve its purpose? Yes, it does. And if somebody breaks into my house ever, I could tear it off my desk. Probably it'd take me about 20 minutes because it's so tightly fastened. But if I did get it off, I could probably bludgeon them pretty good with it. So out of that, I would say overall great price point, sleek look. It serves its purpose. Heavy and sturdy. Instructions are easy to understand. The packaging was meh. And for God's sakes, put the screws into separate little baggies and label them. I mean, that's not too much to ask. It is not made for small, weak desks. That's the other con. But what con I did not find was in this video right here on the L-Tab dual monitor mount. You definitely want to check that out. I am still salty and jealous the fact that my son got this dual arm monitor mount. Yeah, for just a few bucks more. Definitely go check it out. Or check this video out right here that YouTube recommends. Check that one out instead. Until then, I'll see you around.